I'm Brooke Warner coming to you from Memoir Nation, and I am taking on a topic that a lot of people have been asking me about, which is, can you fictionalize your memoir? The answer in the publishing industry is really largely no. I mean, you can, and then you call it a novel. But the thing is that people are blending this memoir fiction category more and more and more. And so we see instances of a recent book, for instance, by Molly Gaudry, called Fit Into Me, that is a novel, a memoir, that is in fact on the cover. And so it's meant to sort of play with people. Is it a novel? Is it a memoir? But if you look at how the publisher chose to categorize it, it is decidedly categorized as a novel. Also recently, there's a book by Julian Barnes called Departures. It's also a novel, but if you read it, it reads exactly like a memoir. And so it sort of begs the question, why couldn't it have been a memoir? And the answer is probably because he chose to fictionalize certain elements of it. These lines are becoming increasingly blurred. And I think a lot of what you'll find if you're putting your work out into the world is that it's kind of what you can get away with. We, on She Writes Press, which is my publishing house, published a book that was called Sit, Cinderella, Sit, a mostly true memoir, which was kind of unprecedented for us. But the reason that we decided to do it was because we felt that the author could get away with it, just given the way that she wrote, that there was a little bit of like a fun tongue-in-cheek element to it. And we didn't think that it compromised the book in any way. In fact, it kind of made it more intriguing. But for a lot of memoirs, most memoirs, if somebody were to say to me, can I call this a mostly true or partially true memoir? I would probably put a pretty firm line in the sand and say that I didn't think it would benefit the book at all. And so a lot of it is about how much you are fictionalizing. What are the lines that you're trying to blur? I feel a little mixed about the whole thing as a longtime book publishing person. I feel like people want to push the envelope, and that's why we're seeing a lot more fictionalized stuff kind of coming into memoir land. On the other hand, autofiction has been around for a really long time, and all autofiction is true fiction. And so maybe these lines have always been blurred more than we've really realized. And there's been an attempt by the publishing industry to keep these two lanes very, very separate. And maybe in some ways they've always blended and always blurred. As advocates of memoir writing, we also will say that we want memoirs that read like novels. And so I don't know, we're in a brave new era. I still think that memoir, should be true, of course. You should call your book a novel if you are fictionalizing any part of it. But I'd love to hear you weigh in on it. What are your thoughts on this? Are you a stickler, 100% true? Do you believe that you can fictionalize parts of your story? We can all have different thoughts and opinions at the end of the day. And it's also about what any given publisher wants to publish and how they want to call a book. So, write what you want to write, I guess, and let me know what you think. All right. Thanks, everyone.